We're going to make this fun baseball themed card. And it can be, I did this one as most valuable number 1, happy birthday, but there are other options that you can do with this card. Most valuable dad, most valuable number 1, happy, oh, I guess this is the same, but I just put extra stamping on it. There's a stamp in this stamp set, you're a biggest fan, you're amazing, you can put in here. So you have a couple different options. So I wanted to show you how to put this one together. And specifically, the stamp for this stamp set is most valuable dad, but you'll see I just did most valuable on these two, and I want to show you 2 ways of doing that. All right, so let's see. I'm going to grab some pieces out of here. I love this paper. This I forget the exact. I think it's Hey Sports Fan. I think that's what it's called. The paper pack. It's fun. I love the colors, and these are the colors. Crushed Curry. They use Bumblebee. Crushed Curry and Bumblebee are so close together, and I prefer Crushed Curry. It's slightly warmer, so you can use either. Even if you didn't have, you could use Daffodil Delight. Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. I just think it's a nice color combination. Okay, so we have these. I have 2 here, but these are the dies that come with or coordinate with the stamp set. So this is the die that I used to cut out for this particular card. And then the most valuable, you can see they're all stained. They're all loved. All right, let me just get the right one. Here we go. Most valuable. So like I said, this stamp came together. And so what I did, I don't know if you can see it on my hands, I cut it. I took a razor blade and I just cut the line right under here with a razor. You could do it with scissors. It's very easy. The photopolymer is very easy to cut. One, not warning, but note, you can kind of see that I cut off a little bit of the bottom of the A and the L and just a tip of the U. I don't know if you would have noticed that if I didn't point it out. Maybe you would have. I'm okay with that. One, because I don't really have a choice because it's already cut. But I probably could have been a little bit more careful. I think what I could have done, I just took a razor blade and cut it. But I think if I had bent it a little bit more and then cut with scissors, I think I would have been a little bit more successful. But if you don't want to cut your stamp, that's totally fine. I'm going to show you another way to do it. All right. And then what I did is, you can see that there's space missing. I just went in with scissors and then cut out that extra plastic I didn't need, because when I stamped, I was getting a little bit of the edge of it. So I just kind of trimmed it up. All right, but one thing you can do is when you stamp, you can put a Post-it note down. You can kind of gauge, if that was one stamp, you can kind of gauge where you want it to be. Put your Post-it note down, and then when you stamp so that the dad is on the Post-it note. And so that's one way, and then you would take it off and you would just have the most valuable. Okay, so that's one way to do it without cutting it. Another way to do it is if you flip over your stamp, you can take Stampin' Write markers, not the blends, but the Stampin' Write markers, and you can color just what you want. And then Stampin' I'm actually gonna show you another way too, in a different card. And that would work. The only thing with the photopolymer, sometimes the Stampin' Write markers, it doesn't work as well. That method of coloring on the stamp works better with the red rubber, but give it a try. It just might not be quite as a solid ink. It would be a little bit lighter. So those are 2 ways of getting it most valuable without the dad. You can cut it, or you can just use a Post-it note. Okay, and since mine's already cut, I can only stamp with what I have. All right, so I'm gonna put these on a block. I'm gonna use the Poppy Parade. If you don't have Poppy Parade, you can use Real Red. I think it's similar enough that it would match the paper fine. So I'm just going to stamp most valuable. And then I'm going to do, I'll just do that. You could do again, you're amazing, or happy birthday, or even happy Father's Day. So you have those three choices to put in this little ticket here. I'm just going to do a birthday. Actually, maybe I'll do you're amazing, just because I already have a birthday one. You're amazing. And I'm going to do that in Night of Navy. And you're going to notice that I'm stamping on a what do they call these? Stampin' Pierce Mat pad. Because these are photopolymer, it just gives it a little extra cushion because it's such a thin stamp that this gives the cushion that, like the red rubber ones already have the foam in it. If you don't have it, you can use a mouse pad, you can use a magazine, you can do it without and see how it goes, but I find that these foam pads work pretty good. All right, and then in the dies, there's this #1 cutout. So I have that here, and there is a 1 and the hashtag number. If you want to use that somewhere else, I'm not going to use it for this card. That will just be extra. And I cut out a crushed curry 1-inch circle, so I'm just going to put that on top. So you'll see that the blue is just slightly smaller than 1 inch, but then it gives it a little border. So I'm just going to put that right on here. There we go. And then I'm just going to use, you can put it straight down or you can use it dimensional. I'm going to use it dimensional just to pop it up. Okay, like that. And then the rest is just kind of putting it all together. Oh, I can show you one other thing. So these were some of the other options. You can kind of play with it. This stamp set has an outline that works with this. So you can, this one I stamped around it. I did Night of Navy. This one I did too, and I just kind of added some of those little yellow lines. I did, I stamped those in, oh, I guess I did it on here too. I did that in Evening Evergreen, forgot. But you can see here, and this is why I left it here, the stamp is, you know, has holes. So just be careful, because when I stamped it, I kind of pressed hard and I got these edges stamped here, and I don't want those. So just be careful when you stamp that one. So you really can kind of play with it. All right. So now we can put the card together. So I have the Night of Navy base. I have for the inside, because it's a dark card, I have the very vanilla, but then I put a little border just to kind of make it fun inside. So I have 2 1/2-inch strips. This just looks like the baseball, and that's just Poppy Parade. So I'm just going to put a little glue on that strip. I'm going to put it on just so you see a little bit of the Poppy Parade. Oops. Slit, there we go. And then I'm going to put that whole thing on the bottom of the white, the vanilla, and that's just 5 1/4 by, I'm going to do it this way, 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. That was just moving around too much. There you go. Fingers aren't working, they're cold. And there's this tiny little piece, a little long. I'm just going to trim that. There we go. So it just breaks up. Usually I just do a strip of the designer paper with the inside, but because it was vanilla, there wasn't much like breakage, so I just put that inside. goes inside. And then the front is pretty basic. I have this kind of blue wood paper. Just adds a nice texture. So that's the same. That's 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a strip of the catcher protection, what are they called? You know what I mean. Actually it has all the batting helmet, the glove. Okay, and then you can either pop this up or you can lay it flat down. And this template I think would work really nicely with any of the papers. So you can easily make more cards. All right. So you're amazing. Happy birthday. Or, excuse me, if you want it to be a Father's Day, most valuable dad. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to prep for the next card.